I am a radiating center of light. Through me only God's light will shine. I am a radiating center of light. Through me only God will shine. Through me only God will shine. Through me only God will shine. I am a radiating center of love. Through me only God's love will shine. I am a radiating center of love. Through me only God will shine. Through me only God will shine. Through me only God will shine. I am a radiating center of peace. Through me only God's peace will shine. I am a radiating center of peace. Through me only God will shine. Through me only God will shine. Through me only God will shine. Will shine. Will shine. Spirit divine, Spirit divine, Spirit divine. I'm trusting Spirit to meet all my needs. When I trust in Spirit, I always succeed. Energy flowing, the light brightly shines. Spirit divine. Sometimes I'm frightened and feeling confused. Then I remember that I'm being used and exalted by Spirit divine. Spirit divine. I'm open and willing, and I'm filling up. The blessings I feel overflow in my cup, with gratitude pointing me to the one mind. Spirit divine. I'm trusting Spirit to meet all my needs. When I trust in Spirit, I always succeed. Energy flowing, the light brightly shines. Spirit divine. With gratitude pointing me to the one mind. Spirit divine. Spirit divine, Spirit divine.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Please take a collective breath with me. Today, May 1st, is commonly called May Day. This day evokes an awakening from winter slumber, a personal resurrection, if you will. This day also prompts us to look around and marvel at what the universe has done. The budding trees, the sprouts of green in our gardens, the bird song. Oh, how blessed we are for the continuous miracle Spirit bestows on us. since it may be my only opportunity. Springtime!
Springtime!
Thank you, God. And so it is.
Thank you, Judy. It wouldn't be spring without you. Good morning, everybody. Oh, how's everybody doing? Great. All right. Lighting the flames of oneness. Please help me welcome to the stage our beloved Anne Fleming. So we are an interfaith gathering, a spiritual community that honors all teachings and all spiritual teachers. And so we begin that ceremony that celebrates this oneness of life, which acknowledges that all people and all faiths come from the one universal presence, which we call Spirit. So let us begin. The Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. Shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of pristine spirituality. Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. Buddhism, I think we use the trick candles today. So. Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. And of course, my personal favorite, New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And so our last candle is the healing candle of love. And we invite you in the stillness of your own mind to bring to awareness the names of anyone that you wish to be included in this healing flame of love and of light. And now that our flames of faith are fully lit, we move forward into our celebration, realizing and reaffirming that all paths lead to God. Thank you, Anne. All right, well, we already know that Judy is in good form this morning. So, as it's the first of the month, we're going to do our purpose, vision, and mission statements. So our purpose, what is our reason for being?
To
Awaken and inspire love and oneness. Our vision, what do we want to create or become? We are an empowered, uplifting, inclusive community. And our mission, how are we going to do this? We teach spiritual transformation with grace and joy. Today's inspirational quote is an Ernest Holmes quote, but funny enough, the Rev went to Brainy Quotes and found this. So, I live in the faith that there is a power and a presence greater than I am that nurtures and supports me in ways I could not even imagine. I know that this presence is all-knowing and all-power and always right where I
When everything changes, I can change anything. Turning the pages changes, everything's new. If life's little stages are teaching me anything, it's everything changes and I can change too. Used to be when things got crazy, I'd get to feeling low, but I found out I can't let that faze me. Honey, now I know. When everything changes, I can change anything. Turning the pages, anything's new. If life's little stages are teaching me anything, it's everything changes and I can change too. Who expects the unexpected? Life sneaking up on you, and sometimes we all feel disconnected. What you gonna do when everything changes? I can change anything. Turning the pages, everything's new. If life's little stages are teaching me anything, it's everything changes and I can change too. Who's to say why it works this way? Well, it's kind of strange, but it's true. When everything changes, I can change anything. Turning the pages, everything's new. If life's little stages are teaching me anything, it's everything changes and I can change too. Everything changes and I can change too. Everything changes and I can change too.
Thank you, choir. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you, sound team, Ann and Bob in the back. Woo. We might be a little small this morning, but we are mighty.
Yes.
So, and I love the words to that. When everything changes, I can change too. How amazing. Such a simple concept, but so true. All right, so good morning. I've already said good morning, but good morning. Good morning. Woo-hoo! It is May. Yeah. I apparently missed all of March, so.
April didn't get mentioned.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm not, April. Okay, so what a great thing. We are opened back up. And slowly people are coming back and joining us, and how much joy is that? Yeah. So thank you and welcome to everybody. We even have some old faces. Linda, welcome back, and traveling faces and new faces. So we want you to know how much we love having you here. So, but let's talk about prayer. Did anybody pray this week? I did. Pretty sure it was a continual, nonstop prayer this week. So, and that's what we teach here, and that's what we do. That's what we believe in. We believe that prayer can change anything. And so we invite you to embrace that concept. And we have many different ways that you can pray with us, for us, by us. And that would include what we call an OM, a 1-minute miracle. You can oh, that's really good, you guys. Awesome. And that means that you can tap a practitioner or Rev Don. And today we've got Ann Fleming, we've got Ann Lazenby, Reverend Ann Lazenby, we got Bob, we got Judy, you got me. Did I miss anybody? Okay. So there's a lot of people here who can help pray you up. Do not leave this building today if you have something on your heart that we can help lift. You can also, we have written prayer request in the back. Just write it, put it in the box. See, Betty is showing off hers already. Great. And then last but not least, of course, we also know that prayer uniquely is needed like at 2 a.m. So go to our website, hit the prayer request box, and send us the prayer. We get it pretty quickly. So our announcements for today, we have... I guess we have 2 announcements. First of all, you all know that part of our tithing I'm doing it backwards. So 5% of our tithing, we tithe back into our community every month. And so this month, it's the Homer Community Food Pantry that's getting our tithes. So love supporting, we love supporting the community that we're in. So now the first announcement, this Thursday at 7 o'clock, is the last opportunity to join by Zoom the 5th Annual National Day of Prayer here in Anchorage. Now, this is an interfaith thing, and so it's amazing. You have all these different faiths, and everybody kind of does something in their faith. So the information is on the slide as far as the Zoom meeting ID and the passcode, and I'm assuming it's on our website. It will be. Take an hour to listen to all the faiths come together and basically say the same thing. It's an amazing thing to see. So with that, Reverend Dawn is speaking today. And with that, we turn it back over to our music department.
And this next song was written by Aaron and Zoe.
Ooh.
Yes. I trust in you, 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 I trust in you. When confronted with the unknown, I close my eyes, I breathe it in, I feel the arms of God. I feel the arms of God wrap around me. I turn fear into faith. 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 When everything is uncertain, I go inside. I pray to God. I feel Spirit enveloping me. I know that all is well. I turn fear into faith. 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 When I'm afraid, I have forgotten. God's got this. Everything's alright. I remember I am safe and protected, wrapped in the arms of love. I turn fear into faith. 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 I trust in you. I trust in you. I trust in you. I trust in you. I trust you.
Beautiful. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Aaron. That was great. It's perfect for this. Actually, you just sing the song and do the announcements, and we could probably leave today. That's what the essence of this talk is today. It's all about turning fear into faith. Well, welcome everyone. It's great to see all of you here today. Thank you for coming out. Welcome to those of you who are watching live on Facebook Live, and welcome to everyone who is watching Facebook and YouTube at a later time. Cora, Linda, Lisa, and Sarah from Germany. Welcome. The monthly theme for May is emotions. And boy, I thought about that when I saw it. That's a big topic. And it's powerful. And so as I thought about it, I came up with this idea that emotions are like the spice of life. They are what give flavor and excitement and things to our lives. And so they're like a spice. So I came up with this idea, what is in your spice rack? And when Spirit finished laughing, and kind of gave me another idea, and that is that I probably ought to maybe look at the whole month and see how things fit together for a 5-week month, and maybe we could tackle that bigger subject of emotions over 5 weeks. So today the title is What's in Your Spice Rack? But my 3 points are that 1, each of us is constantly and forever creating. Number 2, we each have a sixth sense. And number 3, in the flow. Part of the inspiration for this was thinking about what to do and how to do this. And Anne reached up to her bookshelf and pulled out this book and said, "Oh, Don, you might find this useful. The Astonishing Power of Emotions. Let your feelings be your guide." It's part of the Abraham Hicks series. And so a lot of the things for this month are going to be coming out of Abraham Hicks. Number 1, each of us are constantly creating. We are creating things that we want, and we're also creating things that we don't want. Now, experiencing things that we don't want can be a kind of a confusing thing. Experiencing things that we don't want can help us define the things that we do want. And to illustrate that, I came across Thich Nhat Hanh. And I've used this quote before, but it's from his book, Making Space, Creating a Home Meditation Practice. But he wrote, "When we are having a toothache, we know that not having a toothache is a wonderful thing. Yet when we don't have a toothache, we're still not happy. A non-toothache is very pleasant." So maybe sometimes having a toothache can be a good thing. It reminds us of how wonderful non-toothachenesss really is. In order to kind of put some meaning to all of this, there are a couple things that I want to go over. And these go all the way back to my talks in January when I went and did the Back to Basics. So I'm going to kind of go over a couple of those right away. The first of which is what we call a divine creative process, or the DCP. And I think we have a slide of our teaching symbol. It's really pretty simple. It's all surrounded by a circle. That circle is not intended to be a fence that holds God inside of it. There's no beginning and no end. No beginning and no end to spirit, so it's infinite. And then there are many facets to this thing that we call God or spirit. 3 of them, and they're divided by the 3 sections of this teaching symbol. The top, the middle, and the bottom. The top we call spirit. It can also be viewed as a seed. It is that portion of God that is the unseen. That's the feeling state, the thinking state. Now the middle is the creative medium. That is that portion of the infinite that responds to us. And what we put into it is what it comes back out at us. It's a mirror, and it reflects back what we do. And the bottom part is the tangible world. It is the world that we experience and all the things that we do in this. Now within that middle part, that creative medium, is this thing called the law of attraction. And in the law of attraction means that we attract things that are like us. We attract to us what we think. We attract to us that is what is like us. And so if we are thinking negative thoughts, if we are we are going to experience negative things. If we can stay in the positive, if we can recognize all the wonderful things in our life, those things are multiplied. We attract more of what we think and what we say and what we do. Now, there's an important part of this, and I'm going to take a big chunk out of next week's sermon to deal with this. But I want you to understand that if you are experiencing negative things in your life, you did not do something wrong to create those. It is not your fault. You didn't invite cancer into your life. You didn't invite any of these other negative things into your life. You did not make a conscious decision to experience lack and limitation and poverty. You did not actively select to be lonely. No, these are things that are like the non-toothachenes. These are things that help us define what it is we truly value and what we are. And like I say, next week I'm going to deal with that subject in a much larger way. I think most of you know that I really value Ernest Holmes. I think that his writings, his philosophy, his thought was brilliant. And it was just about 100 years ago. And some things change. In fact, everything changes. And I can change too. Ernest Holmes, in The Science of Mind, wrote, "In the well-balanced person, emotion is controlled by the intellect. But in many people, there is a conflict between the emotion and the intellect. Emotion uncontrolled produces chaos." I think that may be true, but I don't think it goes nearly far enough. And I think the underlying truth to that statement is that our emotions are signs, they're guideposts, they're things that alert us to what's going on within us and in front of us. Emotions are important, and it's important that we pay attention to them. The second point, first was the divine creative process. The second, and I don't have a slide for it, but is the art of allowing. Sometimes we fall into the trap thinking that we have to do all of everything, that it's up to us. We are the only impetus. We're the only thing that's going to change in the world. And that change in the world has to be us. The art of allowing is that which says that when we get our bloated nothingness out of the way and allow the divine current to flow through us, then we can truly express life. When we can give up that need to control and we can allow Spirit to move through us, we can enjoy much more. You know, it's exactly in the song, Aaron, your song. That art of allowing allows us to turn fear into faith. I think, Aaron, you wrote the music and you collaborated with Zoe on the lyrics, and there were a few in there that just had that Zoe input. She may not be here, but she's here. Thank you, Aaron and Zoe. Now, associated with this is this idea that there is a part of you that is divine, that every one of us are creations of this infinite thing that made all of creation forever. And as such, there is a part of each and every one of us that is divine. It is that part that is unseen. And I'm not referring to brain activity or thinking. These are physical things. These are things that we can measure with our calipers. They're physical world. They're part of that bottom part of the teaching symbol. No, I'm talking about the middle part of the teaching symbol. And it's the idea itself. It's not the brain synapses clicking, it's the idea itself. It is the feeling itself. It is the appreciation for a beautiful voice. It is the appreciation for a beautiful sunset. It is that which is more than just thinking. It is feeling. A part of you is now and always will be perfect, no matter what, because you are a product of the infinite creative force. It's just like in the inspirational quote, there is a power in the universe that's greater than we are. And it can guide us, it can help us, it can lead us. And when we allow that to happen, wonderful things happen. Point number 2, we each have a sixth sense, and that sixth sense is our emotions. Our emotions are indicators on how we are doing. Esther Hicks, speaking through for the entity Abraham, said, "The emotions that you feel in any moment of life are the indicators of the vibrational relationship between you, small y, meaning you, the person, and you, capital Y, or what they call the inner being, or the soul, or the God within you. It's that non-physical aspect of you. These things are like signs along the road. They're stop signs, merge, exit, street names, highway names. It could even be billboards. I remember not too far out of Denver on one of the trips that my dad used to take me on when I was a little boy to go fly fishing. There was a big sign, and it said, Sands Hotel, Las Vegas, only 465 miles. Oh, wow, they're advertising that a long way in advance. But it's information, and our emotions are just like that. It's important that we pay attention to do those. Without that, it's like driving down a highway with no signs. Can you imagine trying to navigate the freeways in Los Angeles with no signs? It kind of reminds me of a story that sort of fits here. And not too long ago, there was a highway patrolman, and he was going down the highway, and he came upon a car that was really, really going slow. And he clocked it, and the thing was doing 24 miles an hour. And it was causing trouble. It was, cars couldn't get around it. So he turned on his lights, and he pulled his car over. And he walked up to the car, and behind the wheel was a little old lady, and there were 4 passengers in this car, all of them just white-knuckled, wide-eyed with terror. And so he asked the lady, he said, "Ma'am, are you aware of your speed?" And she says, "Oh, yes, sir, officer, I am. I was doing 24 miles an hour. That's, I'm under the speed limit." "Ma'am, the speed limit is 75, not 25. No, sir," she said, I know that's right. See the sign right there. It says 25. And he said, "No, ma'am, that's I-25. You're on Highway 25. Oh, she said, with this understanding that came to her. He said, by the way, why is everybody in your car so terribly terrified? And she says, well, officer, we just got off of Highway 90. You see, we need to pay attention to the signs. Point number 3, in the flow. We can choose to be either in the flow or we can fight the current. And Abraham Hicks talks about that, and they talk about when we are in that flow, the current takes us to our destination no matter what. And when we think that we are the only solution to the problem and that we have to do all of the work is when we are turned and we're into the current, rowing like mad, and sometimes losing ground and mostly not getting where we want to be at all. And they use that. Allow the divine current to flow through us. That's one of my favorite quotes of Ernest Holmes. It is only as we allow the divine current to flow through us, on and out, that we really express life. Let's see. We get the misguided idea that we must control everything. I'm going to give you an example. I think it's one thing for us to sit here and talk about all these things from an intellectual standpoint, but I think it's sometimes useful to have some real examples of this. And so the one that I picked out was possible reactions, statements to an unsettling diagnosis of disease. You know, it could be something terminal, it could be whatever, but imagine that you have been given a very unsettling diagnosis by your doctor. Some of the things that might pop into your head is, this is a very scary diagnosis. Or you could say, I should have taken better care of myself. Or you might say, this disease is hereditary. I can't do anything about it. But there's a better and different way to look at it. And that is, you could say things like, this diagnosis has caused me to ask for even more wellness. Or you could say, the larger part of me, my inner being, that's that thing that I'm referring to. The inner being has already achieved that wellness. Or you could say, at a vibrational level, I am at my greatest state of wellness. Now, I want to make a point here that's really important, and that is, you can't just sit there and nanner, 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 I'm fine, when you have been given this diagnosis. The diagnosis is real, the doctor's real, this disease is real, but how you react to it and what you do can be vastly different. Instead of saying the options for this treatment are unpleasant, you might be able to say, the larger being, the inner part of me, is better now than ever. Instead of saying, how did I get here? What happened? How did I get here? You might say, there is no reason for me to struggle through any of this. That's where we recognize that that divine presence is working with and through us. Or instead of saying, why did this happen to me? You can say, the natural current is moving in the direction of my well-being. The one thing that I want you to take away today, the final conclusion is, when you discover the astonishing power of your emotions, then and only then can you understand your relationship with the non-physical you, capital Y. And so it is with an understanding of the presence of that non-physical capital Y you, that part of you that is divine. I ask my colleagues, practitioners, to join me in holding our congregation, our city, our state, our our nation, our world, including all of the places that are embroiled in war, fighting, and strife, we simply know that there is a power in the universe. One magnificent power that is working through us at all times. And even though we experience lack and limitation, we know that there is that part of us that is divine, and that part is abundantly sourced now and forever. Even though we may be experiencing war, separation, we know that each one of us are beloved creations of the Most High. And the same love that that Creator has for its creations, we have for one another. When we get the governments and everything else out of the way and we come together as people, we do so in love. And I speak my word too for those who are experiencing all of the effects in the world. We just simply know that when we can turn our little boat around and stop trying to row against the current, that current is going to take us to health, to prosperity, to peace, and most importantly, to love. And so we just give thanks. We give thanks for that awareness. And now we turn and let our little boat flow in the right direction. So we just give thanks, we let it go, we let it be, and so it is. Another perfect song. When we can love ourselves, we can stay in that flow. And speaking of the flow, this is an opportunity that we have to participate in the flow of the law of circulation. We're given an opportunity to support our center financially. Let's see, and I believe, Linda, you said this week we're giving to the Homer Food Bank. Yep. Last month was the Upper Susitna, so we're going south and north, and this is a good thing. If you would join me in our affirmation. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, and so it is. Thank you.
You're welcome. My soul sings out to you, my love. My soul sings out to you. My soul sings out to you, my love. My soul sings out to you. Oh Lord, my God, you are my strength. You carry me on your wings. You are in me, you know my heart, and my soul sings out to you. My soul sings out to you, my love. My soul sings out to you. My soul sings out to you, my love. My soul sings out to you. Your constant blessings flow to me like a mighty river to my heart. You are my life, you set me free, and I will love you forever and ever and ever and ever, forever and ever and ever and ever. My soul sings out to you, my love. My soul sings out to you. My soul sings out to you, my love. My soul sings out to you.
Woo. Before we close out, we just want to give a shout out to those who are live with us through Facebook. Richard, Trish, Deirdre, Judith Mack, Cindy Hensley, Lynn Prosick, which means that Marion is right next door, Michelle Scammon, and the Fleming's daughter, Tara, is on. So, aw, isn't that nice? So, as we close today, as we watch for the emotional signpost of our life, stop, merge, exit, watch for moose, Highway 90. Let us step back and allow Spirit to flow through us. Fear to faith. I release the toothache. I twirl the spice rack, and I choose again, for I am divine. And so it is.
So it is.
And our affirmation today, let's do this with gusto. When everything changes.
When everything changes,
I can change anything.
I can change anything.
Thank you.
I love it.